All right. Chapter 4. Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said, pause there. Who is our speaker? Well, the book of Proverbs starts with the Proverbs of Solomon, and so we're going to continue with the assumption that it's still his. So if Solomon is the speaker, and he said, I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother, who is he referring to there? David is his father, King David, and his mother was Bathsheba. He taught me also, and said unto me, who are we about to get a quote from? David. And my reading of this is this quotation will continue all the way down through verse 9 until you get a new intro of the speaker where he says, Hear, O my son.
4 through
9? Yes. We've been looking at those patterns of when the section breaks happen in the Proverbs. Generally it's when it's a hear. Hear, O my son. Hear me, children. Yeah, that's hear my children. And so I think here Solomon is hearkening back for, here's a reason you should listen. I'm giving you good doctrine, and I'm passing along the good instruction that I got from my father. All right? One of our lessons we should take away from that as dads is we need to be teaching. Right? Sharing the benefit of the wisdom we've got from our parents down to the next generation. But that requires affirmatively teaching. All right? And so, what is he teaching? Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. Again, the same pattern that Solomon has been given in these chapters 1 through 3 of an encouragement to listen and to hang on to it. And here's the wisdom he's saying. Get wisdom. Get understanding. Forget it not. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her. Who's her? Wisdom. And she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver unto thee. Let's go to verse 7 again. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. All right.
So, the first 4 verses,
Solomon speaking.
Then David talking.
And then he's quoting what his daddy taught him.
He's quoting what David.
Yeah. Because by the time Solomon's king, David's dead.
Yeah.
All right? David taught Solomon, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. All right, Patrick, I'm going to give you a choice. Okay? Do you know what a lottery ticket is? Where you pay money and you have an opportunity to potentially win some money. Odds of winning are so small, you might as well get struck by lightning. It's more likely to happen, all right? But let's say I've got a winning lottery ticket right here, and I give you a choice. And I say, Patrick, this lottery ticket is worth $1 million. I'll give you a choice. You may have this, or you may have wisdom. What will you choose?
No, you.
That's the right answer. But would you really have to think about it?
Yes.
Yeah, you really have to think about it. Most of what we've gotten through Proverbs thus far, Elizabeth, sit down and obey Mom, is trying to teach the value of wisdom. Did you know, Patrick, Solomon was given that choice? When he became king, and this is in 1 Kings, no, it's not 1 Kings. 1 Chronicles 22, I think. I can go find it. God appeared to Solomon and said, ask me what you'd like. I mean, about as open-ended of a ability to ask for anything. And you know what Solomon asked for, Patrick? Well, if his daddy was teaching him that wisdom is the principal thing, get wisdom, what did he ask for? He asked for wisdom. And God said, I will give you wisdom. But because you didn't ask for riches and power and the life of your enemies, which is what he could have asked for, he could have asked for the money. He could have asked for the power. He could have asked for winning wars. He said, I'm going to give you all those other things too. But Solomon took to heart his dad's teaching right here, and he applied it at the hardest spot. All right, rubber meets the road. He applied. He kept that instruction in his head, and he made a choice. He had a choice between the best road or other roads. All right, and he chose it. So wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and all thy getting, get understanding. So Solomon followed through on that instruction. Right? So that's kind of your first section here. You've got Solomon encouraging his children to listen to his good law and instruction. He was taught by his father. This is what his father taught him, the value of wisdom, pursuing it, hanging on to it, and there's benefits that come with it. Right? That promotion, right? Elizabeth? Those are so loud. They're keeping her impatient? You're right. Okay, it's okay. All right, next section starts at verse 10, where you've got that, Hear, O my son. Hear, O my son, receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. Right, remember, we've got, what's the first commandment with promise? Obey thy father and mother. Right, thy days in the land shall be many. Right, this is the application of that. If you listen and obey to the Father's teaching, it will go well. Right? You will not artificially cut your life short by going down poor paths with hard consequences. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. Right? I have led thee in right paths. Teaching, that could be the words, right? I'm telling you about it, but can you tell somebody, only tell somebody, and really say that you've led them in the right path? No. To lead somebody along a path, you've got to be walking down the path. And so, as fathers and husbands, for our wisdom to be passed along and have credibility, we've got to be walking that path. We're teaching both by our words, which is important, and by our example. So we are bringing our families along that right path with us. So if you're walking down that right path, your steps shall not be straightened. And straightened means narrowed in. All right? What's the expression? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. All right? If you've ever gone through the little Grand Canyon over there, you've got these real high canyon walls, and there's eventually a point where you get, and they can get narrower and narrower and narrower until you can't go any further. Right? Generally, that's because it's the end there. But imagine you could see it's still going, but it's too tight, right? So when you see in the Bible people praying for the Lord to enlarge their way, it means open up the way so we can keep moving forward. But if you're going on the right path, your steps won't be straightened. The circumstances around you and poor decisions and poor actions and wickedness, that's more likely to happen. You will cause yourself to be in bad situations where you get stuck and buried. All right? And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. All right? The path is clear from a lot of the, natural consequences of making poor, wicked, and sinful decisions. And we're going to see this referenced again in the contrast with the path of the wicked. Take hold fast of instruction, let her not go, keep her, she is thy life. Does that sound like a passive thing? Take hold, keep her, take hold fast. Right? I say, Patrick, take hold of this line fast and don't let it go. You gonna? Oh, okay. Whoosh. Right? Imagine you're on a sailboat and the captain says, take hold of that fast, boy. Take hold of the line. Right? You're going to grip it, right? Does that entail some effort, some focus, some attention? Right? If we're being told to do that, what do you think is possible? That you could lose it. You could not pay attention. Right? All right? Keep her, for she is thy life. All right? There's the ability to protect and preserve your life by pursuing the path of wisdom and that which is righteous. Enter not into the path of the wicked, go not in the way of evil men. All right, so we've got a contrast here. We've got two different paths described. A good path, righteous, path of wisdom, and you've got the path of the evil men. Well, what if I just kind of go in just a little bit? What if I just kind of walk around by the doorway and I kind of look down the path? So, don't enter in. Don't go in the way of the evil men. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. Right? There's nothing about this that says, all right, how close can I get to sinning without crossing that line? Right? You're already playing on that path. Don't walk across it. Don't look down it. Just leave it alone. It's not about how close you can get. Because those that occupy that, says they sleep not unless they have done some mischief. Their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. All right? There are wicked who enjoy causing strife and harm. And if you're walking on their path, guess what? You're more likely to interact with them. It says they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. I wrote a little note off on the side of mine. It said an unholy communion. You've got bread and wine, but what is their daily bread? The actions of wickedness and the wine of violence. Right? Contrast that with Jesus, who is righteous and righteousness and peace and mercy. Right? Bread of life and his blood of redemption rather than murder. So you've got that negative path and people that are on it. To avoid it. Right? That's wisdom, to consider that and avoid it. But the path of the just, or righteous, is as a shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. Right? So you've got this dark path, things that are laid out of it. The wicked don't even know what they're tripping over and understand. And then you've got the path of righteousness. So imagine, you've seen those little border lights, little solar ones. Imagine those, but they're getting brighter and brighter the farther you're going along it. Right? And the farther we're going on in life, and eventually, Christ is coming back. I think that's the reference there for the perfect day. That light, that path will always be right. It's the path of light. Jesus, he is that perfect light. Right? He came in, and men loved darkness more than light. They hated it. Their deeds are evil. They didn't want to be exposed. All right? The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. All right? I've got that as the end of that second section, because you get another, my son. Verse 20 through 27. My son, attend to my words. Incline thy ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thy heart, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. All right. Again, you've got this strong urging, entreating, begging for you to focus on this. With your ears, with your eyes, with your heart, with all of you, give attention and hang on to it. What's the reason? Their life, their health. It's good for you if you pay attention. Pay attention to what? To my words. Well, what are the words that he's saying? Because this is a value, saying the words are valuable. Here's the reason. What are the words themselves? Starts in verse 23. These are the words. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips. Put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on. Let thy eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet. Let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand nor the left. Remove thy foot from evil. He has covered the entire body of how you focus, give attention to what is right. And the contrast is if you don't, how you can go astray. Keep thy heart. Guard thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. What did Jesus say defiles a man? That which comes out of his heart, right? For murder and adultery and wickedness, all that comes out from without the heart, and he engages in those things. So guard your heart. Right? Wisdom in that. For out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips. Put far from thee. Are we talking about other people at this time? Well, I'm going to be away from that guy. He's got a froward mouth. Well, that's probably wise, but that's not what's under consideration here. It's talking about yourself. Right? If you want to avoid the way of evil, guard your heart. Guard your mouth. What you say. Can we cause a lot of trouble with what we say? Or this morning, how we say it? Right? Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips. Let thine eyes look right on. Right? Your eyes tend to be what you're desiring, the wrong stuff. Right? You're looking over there at the evil way. They're seeing what they're doing. They look like they're having a lot of fun over it, right? Where are your eyes, right? This kind of goes back to that little children's song, right? Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Right? Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little feet, where you go. Right? Ponder the path of thy feet. That means, my dad would put it this way, nose and toes. Point your nose and your toes in the same direction. You're less likely to walk into a tree. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. To be established means to be firm, right? You walking through the swamp, what do you want? You want the firm ground, right? So pick the firm ground, look at your path, right? The right way, as opposed to getting off in the muck and the mire. Turn not to the right hand, to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. All right? So don't even dabble in it. Don't get off left or right hand of the path. There's the bright, shining path. It's right. It's the path of wisdom. And all these various parts of you are going to want and try and go that way. And so you've got to be actively engaged in self-control, in temperance, and seeking wisdom and applying wisdom at each moment. So those are kind of your three sections for Proverbs 4. And I know there's a lot more we could go into it, but I want y'all to now be able to go throughout the rest of the week reading it again, and we can talk more Wednesday. Any questions? No? Thoughts?
Daddy,
Sir?
it's like Sonic. He's supposed to stay in the car. He's still in the car, so he goes to.
It's like Sonic, he's supposed to stay in the car,
He's
but
supposed to stay in the car when he goes to the gas station.
he doesn't. That's true. Yeah, we saw that movie. Sonic got out of the car at the gas station, said he went to the bar, and a lot of bad things happened. So take a vote from the purple hedgehog, no, blue hedgehog.
So I want to be a purple hedgehog.
I don't know.
That's
Okay.
not right, because